30th of April 2022, Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Online Club. And very warm welcome to all our members and all the distinguished guests here who have come in to join us in this meeting, which is our 66th meeting after we chartered on 15th of January 2021. One of our major goals in this club is to talk about our personal growth, talk about the topics that help everyone to grow personally. And I've been telling this a few times before as well. Personal growth is a paradox. Why is it a paradox? Because even though it is called personal growth, one of the important elements of personal growth is it happens in conjunction with others. It happens when we learn from others. And therefore, it's a community growth as well. When we are growing personally, we are making the community to grow as well. So it's all working together in tandem. And with that, I would like to hand over our virtual gavel to the Toastmaster of this meeting, Sanjeev Kumar Sharma. Huge round of applause for Sanjeev.
Thanks, Mr. President. So today we set a theme, honesty. Today on 30th April, I found in USA it is celebrated as Honesty Day, specifically to aware the politicians and bureaucrats and all kind of enterprise or manufacturer that know about the honesty, how important is honesty. So I thought, why not we also in our club celebrate this day as honesty. Honesty not only applies to the as a society, it applies to every individual. It is applicable in every walk of life. So in my personal opinion, honesty starts from individual. Let's first be honest towards ourselves, and second, the world towards the world. So first, if we honest towards ourselves, the everything will be honest. And the most important is the God who like honest people, who are very close to the honest people. So with this theme, like we said, that Shakespeare says that no perfect thing. We grow generation by generation, and what legacy will leave to our generation, to our next generation, is honesty, to teach them honesty. So with this theme, I'd like to start today's meeting, and I'd like to call upon the grammarian of the day, John, to say the word of the day.
Good evening, everybody, or good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So the word of the day, well, it's got to be, if it's got honesty, you've got to have integrity. I did have it on my backdrop, but there's a problem with echoing when we're talking on this. So integrity is a noun. We all know integrity because where does it come from? It comes from Toastmasters. So integrity is in there. So it's adherence to moral and ethical principles, soundness of moral character, honesty, the state of being whole, entire or undiminished, to preserve the integrity of the empire, a sound, unimpaired or perfect condition, and like the integrity of a ship's hull. So where possible, if you could use integrity, I'll be noting who uses it. I will also be noting the good and the not so good use of the English language. Now, I don't envisage that I will have a very big job tonight. So we'll just wait and see. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening to me. After you, Sandy.
Thanks, John. And I really like the word integrity. And our club is perfectly meet the integrity that we are balancing, we are managing in our club. So with this, I'd like to introduce our first evaluator, which is Satya, Mr. Satya. And I like to say something about Satya, what I have observed during all the meetings. I find he's a great speaker, especially he's a very good storyteller. By his speech, he catches the attention of the people from beginning to this is what I special I his speech. So over to you, Satya, as an evaluator.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Good day to all of you great Toastmasters, as well as distinguished guests today. Thanks for coming in, essentially to the guests who are attending today. The speech by Somesh is from the pathway Engaging Humor, level 1, speech 4. The title of the speech is The Zones. The objective is to present a topic on any subject, any matter, any subject, any topic. You can come forward and speak today. The duration of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Sanjeev. My compliments to the speaker.
Yeah, so first speech by Somesh. Yeah, Somesh, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster. Very warm welcome to all the guests and the members here. Have you heard about the zones? How many of you have heard about the zones? Zones, okay. If I want to tell you about the zones, I could say there is a right zone, there is a left zone, and there is a central zone. And what is the right zone? They say, have you heard about a saying which says that women to the right and men to the left, because women are always right. The speech is over. You guys are wondering, what is this guy doing? Let me come to the topic. It is about being in a place that we like. That is one zone. And anyone knows what that zone is called? Anyone wants to unmute and say? Okay, I'll tell it. It's called comfort zone. Being in a place that we like. So that's the comfort zone. And then there is another zone called learning zone. And then there is a third zone called danger zone. You probably would have heard about a saying. Comfort zone is a nice place to be in because nothing ever grows there. What is the reason? Because if we are in our comfort zone, we don't learn anything new. We just keep doing what we have done before. Einstein says that insanity is something that you keep doing the same thing and you expect a different result. So if I want to, for example, come to Malaysia or come to South Korea or come to Canada or come to America or come to India, what should I do? I cannot sit here and imagine that I'm there. Of course, imagination is very important. Imagination is something that leads us to a place where we have never been. There is a particular saying which says that, and this is again from Einstein, he says that logic can take you from point A to point B. Imagination can take you anywhere. So imagination is really important. But what I'm talking about here is about comfort zone and learning zone and danger zone. And I wanted to tell you a story about a recent incident that has happened. Many of our members would have seen that I had missed last couple of 2 Saturday meetings. And the reason was we were conducting a division contest, International Speech and Evaluation Speech Division Contest. And I was doing the division director role, so I need to run the show. And I wanted to tell you a story about this division contest. So we have 4 areas in our division, and there is an area director who is quite old gentleman, very soft-spoken, not into technology, and is a timing expert. What do I mean by timing expert? He's called across all different divisions to do the timer role. So he's always behind the screen. He's not showing himself. He's showing the times. He does the role extremely well. And this person said to me in the area council meeting that I want to do the contest chair role. This person, when he's speaking, his voice does not come out very clearly. People are not clearly able to understand him. But he wanted to do the contest chair role. And this is what I'm commending in that person. He has taken the decision to come out of his comfort zone. And when we are coming out of the comfort zone, what we do is we learn. That is the most important thing we do when we come out of the comfort zone. There is a zone called danger zone as well. What is a danger zone? Danger zone is something when we are going to an extreme without taking the 1 step, we are trying to take 100 steps. But how do we decide which is a learning zone and which is a danger zone? It will be different for different people. It will be unique. As each and every one of us are unique individuals, similarly, our comfort zones, our learning zones, and our danger zones are also different. So this person said to me, can I do the contest chair role? I said, of course. This is what Toastmasters is about. It is about people coming out of their comfort zone and everyone giving them the opportunity to do that, to provide that environment where people can feel safe. Even if they fail, that's an opportunity to learn. Things sometimes go wrong. As there is a saying, to err is human, to forgive is divine. So as human beings, we might sometimes fail, but we should not take the failure as the end. Failure is just a stepping stone towards the next step that we want to take. So to conclude, there are 3 zones: the right, left, and center. And women to the right and men to the left because women are always right. Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Sumesh, for such a wonderful speech and talking about the comfort zone. That's a very a crucial part of anyone's learning, or anybody want to achieve something in their life, and you explain you through a story. It's very fantastic. So just now we'll next speech, and the evaluator for the next speech is Teresa.
Thank you very
So,
much, Mr. Toastmaster.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Kaushal is speaking from the presentation mastery. He's doing level 2, understanding your communication style. And one's integrity is really important because when we do communication style, because that's where authenticity comes out. He is 5 to 7 minutes, Madam Timer, and his title is 7 Traits of People I Like. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Yeah, thanks to Teresa for the introduction, nice introduction. So let's welcome Kaushal on the stage. Yeah, over to you, Kaushal.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. This has been one of the busiest years of my life because not only was I my club's president, I was also an area director. I will probably never do both at the same time again. However, it was a valuable learning experience for me. I said yes to just about everything I was asked to do. I helped out with speech contests. I helped coordinate some aspects of our annual conference, and I helped a bit with our district elections as well. I worked with so many people on so many group projects, and I realized from all this work that there are 7 traits of people I like to work with. I'm going to go over these 7 traits one by one. Here's the first trait, friendly. It's pretty basic. We don't always have to agree, but we can at least get along. Now, I'll grant you, there are some jerks who are really good at their jobs, but why would not they want to be even better by removing their deficient personalities as obstacles? Now, just because you're a jerk doesn't mean you're bad at your job, but it decreases my level of trust in you, and it's going to increase unnecessary friction. And it makes me think that if you don't have a handle on your personality, you probably don't have a handle on what it takes to do the job. So friendly is the first trait I look for when working with people. The second trait is capable. Capable. You need to be able to follow directions. You need to be able to read directions and not be the kind of person who reads just the first line of an email and jumps into the project without reading the rest. The third trait is proactive. This is such an important trait. When you've got a large group of people with the person coordinating things on the top and depending on a structure of people to get things done, there are going to be problems that come up. There are going to be issues that the person on top does not know about and is depending on the people at the bottom to take care of. You've got to be willing and able to find problems and jump on them and take care of them before they become even bigger problems. If you can't take care of it, at least tell the group, there's this problem that I need help with. You cannot be a stay in your lane person. You cannot be the type of person who says, I'm just going to do the work in front of me and that's all I'm responsible for. Because if you are a stay in your lane person, all you're going to do is crash. Here's the next trait I look for in people when I work with them. Practical. Now, we have rules, and rules are important because they give consistency, predictability, and integrity to a project. But rules aren't always perfect. Sometimes rules contradict each other. Sometimes situations come up that rules do not anticipate. So it's important to follow the spirit of the law rather than the letter of the law. I've been in situations that were complicated unnecessarily because a person was just too wedded to the rules. They were not practical. Sometimes you have to be pragmatic. Sometimes you have to bend the rules, because the purpose of a project is not to comply with the rules. It's to achieve a greater goal for the benefit of everybody. Here's the fifth trait I look for when in people to work with. Available. You may be the best person for the job. You might be the best communicator, the best coordinator, but if you've got too much on your schedule, if you're going to cancel at the last minute again and again, please don't work with me. Wait, call me when your load is lighter. Then I'd love to work with you. You've got to be available. Otherwise, what's the point? Sixth trait, dependable. So you've got to be a person who I can count on to get the job done that I ask of you. And if you're going to have problems getting it done, maybe you don't have the skills or the time to do it, you got to let me know as soon as possible. Because if it's time to go and you're not ready to go, then I'm going to lose a lot of trust in you. And here's the seventh trait, and this is going to be a little bit unfair. Tech savvy. Now, it's unfair to expect everyone to just be technically proficient. After all, everyone has a different background, comfort level, experience level with technology. However, it is reasonable to expect you to at least have the technical capability of everyone else in the group. If you don't, then you are going to be the weakest link. And if you find that you aren't tech savvy, well, you've got a very limited time to either brush up your skills, or you'll have to say to the group, I need help, or I might not be the person for the job. I was helping out with a speech contest in which a judge was so tech incapable that the results of the contest were delayed by an hour because of this one judge. And there were only 2 contestants in the contest who were forced to stay there for an hour, just sitting there and doing nothing until the results were collected. It was inexcusable. Those are the 7 traits I look for in people from now on. And when I ask to work in a group project, I'm going to make sure that people have these 7 traits so that I make sure it's going to be a rewarding experience for everyone. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thanks, Kaushal, for such a wonderful speech and explaining about the 7 traits. So now we'll move to our next section of the meeting, that is a table topic. Will take us this session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjeev. Today's theme revolves around honesty. That's why today's table topics also revolves around honesty, integrity, and lies. I'll repeat the topic twice, then I'll call upon a person. Guests, you are encouraged to volunteer. The first topic is, what is the biggest lie you have ever told? What is the biggest lie you have ever told? Any volunteers? Any guests who would like to volunteer? What about you, Rati Priya? Would you like to take this topic?
I thought so. I'll be called. Okay. What is the word of the day again? Sorry.
Integrity.
Integrity. Okay, I can try. Can you please repeat the question? What's the greatest lie I've told?
Yes.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and friends. Well, the greatest lie that I have told, not to anyone else, but to myself, is I'm losing weight. I'm going to lose weight. And guess what? Not to say it didn't happen. It did, but then there was no consistency. Now, this is something that I think I should share because most of the time we say something for ourselves. We want to achieve something. And the most important thing is to be sincere and genuine about it. Do you all agree with me on that? Yes? No? Right? So what is the greatest lie? So that's why I was sharing just now. Every time I look into the mirror, it's like, Ready Priya, wow, look at those abs. Nah, just kidding. Ready Priya, look at all those flabby tummies and flabby arms that you have. And then my mom asked me, what, you want to become a bodybuilder? You know? So what I saw in myself is that I have to be sincere to myself. I have to make sure I am truthful. The only person that can change me is no one else but myself. So my fellow Toastmasters and friends, what is the greatest lie that you have told to someone or to yourself? I think this is something that we have to ponder upon. Thank you, and back to you, Table Topics Master.
Please give a big round of applause to Rati Priya. Just like you, I have lied to myself a lot of times, telling myself that I'll exercise more, read more books, work harder, but that never happened. But anyway, I'll try to be more sincere to myself from now on. The second topic is, have you ever lied to fit in? Did it help? Have you ever lied to fit in? Did it help? This topic goes to DTM Ahmad Shukri.
Thank you very much indeed. Toastmaster Anvita, fellow Toastmasters. This is quite an intriguing question because it has a lot of dimensions to it. And some people might call it a white lie. I'm not sure if lying has colors in it, whether it was white or black or blue. But can you imagine the pressure that somebody has to fit in? Social anxiety is a real thing. And it's something we have learned the past 2 years of going through the ups and downs of the global pandemic, is that it's getting even more harder to fit in, even when people are totally honest. So in all honesty and integrity with all of you here, I can't say that I haven't been lying at least a bit to try to fit in. But to be pragmatic with it, you know, the golden rule of being on the fence in terms of lying to fit in is, are you harming somebody? Are you giving somebody a false ID to fit in? As long as you're not harming a person or going into a false charade of pretending that you're someone different to fool somebody or to harm them at any level, I guess this is the line that you draw in the sand. So the moment you do this acid test of what if my lie harms somebody in any form or any shape, this is where you stop and you review what you have just said, because anything you might say has an innate power in it. So a lie has the same power to harm somebody. So while I am with the notion that lying by itself is not good, I can't say that I haven't lied before to fit in, but trust me, it was in good intention and without harming anybody. Back to you, Tabletop Master.
Please applaud DTR Muhammad Shukri. Unintentional lying, which is pragmatic and which is not harmful to anyone, is okay, according to him. I agree with that. The next topic is, what will you do if someone you care about lied to you? What will you do if someone you care about lied to you? This topic goes to Kathy.
I knew you were going to pick me on this one. What would I do if someone I cared about lied to me? I think when it comes to lying, I know Ahmed had mentioned that there's no colors, but it also depends on if is it a small lie or a big lie and the integrity behind it. I grew up Catholic, and there's in the Catholic Church, there's literally smaller sins and bigger sins. You know, they're one of the things they teach. I mean, they're both sins, but there's a difference between being deceitful about something and murdering somebody, you know. So if somebody lied to me about murdering somebody, that's a whole other thing, and knowing where the body's buried. But it would actually have a lot to do with what was the lie about, and why did they not feel that they could be honest with me about it? Why did they choose to lie? And that's where communication comes in, and having and talk. And I think that's one of the things in society these days, is that we just really don't talk to each other anymore. We don't communicate. We tell people what they want to hear, rather than just being honest. You know, we don't learn from each other if we don't communicate. So what was the lie? We needed to communicate and find out what was it, what's the lie about, and can we go forward? And in this case, it would depend on what the lie was and how big it was, and working on it. And to me, forgiveness is actually the ultimate. But if I don't know the person lied, I can't forgive you because I don't know about the lie. So my key is communicate so that we can get over it and hopefully forgive and move on. That's how I would handle it if someone were to lie to me. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Please give it up to Kathy. Why did the person lie? And what was the lie? Our reaction to the person who lied to us depends upon that. Very well said, Kathy. The next topic is, honesty has a power that very few people can handle. Honesty has a power that very few people can handle. Would any of the guests like to volunteer? How about Billy?
I really wanted, but I couldn't understand the sentence exactly. So, is there any other volunteer for that? I'm sorry for not taking it.
Okay, would you like to take another topic? Honesty is the best policy.
Honesty is best policy. Okay. Okay, let me try it anyway. Okay. Yeah, thank you for having a speech today. I think honesty really important value for our life. But however, it was really hard to keep in steadily, because sometimes it seems that honest has to endure some hard working and some disadvantagement like that. So when I was young, I really want to believe that honesty is the best philosophy to negotiate or become a winner in a competing situation. But however, this day I'm not sure anymore because there I have some very another big power, big flow like from other groups or other people's thinking or mind. Another value sometimes could be better. So I don't know. Yeah, and I think I'm not enough get older to keep the value. So this day I just want to train myself and try to more big, try to become more powerful and learn more things. And then I think after or 10 years later or 20 years later, I would like to say it again. Okay, it's all back to table topic master.
Thank you, Bell Lee, for such a wonderful attempt at table topics. As you said, it is very important to be honest in negotiations. And I honestly always prepare myself for honesty because I too believe that honesty is the best policy. The next topic is, what is the most sensible thing you have ever heard someone say? What is the most sensible thing you have ever heard someone say? Stella, would you like to take this topic?
Oh, okay. And at the moment I catch COVID-19, so my voice sounds stupid. Okay, so to just check if I get the question right. So what's the thankful thing I ever heard from someone else? Okay. Actually, there are a lot of nice people around me. I never met one guy I ever met in my life who's been very, very evil and untrustworthy. But except for him, all the people around me, including you guys and a lot of people I met in Toastmasters, also very trustworthy. And I really, really appreciate what they told me. And then especially I thank my students' parents. I'm a teacher and I always have interview with my students' parents like regularly. But not like ordinary students' parents. They trust me so much, and I try really hard to to be as committed as possible for their children, means my students, and they always give me a great feedback. Every time after the class, they give me like a message all the time. Today's class was awesome, and then they can see their children are changing. They always give me, they never forget to give me like feedback about how satisfied they are about my class. I know that not common students' parents do that to their private institute teachers, but my student parents are so exceptional. They always give me like a warm, positive feedbacks. So it's so good energy for me to go ahead and it's so hard to keep speaking. I don't know. Okay, and then I cannot give you an example, but they're so satisfied with my class, and especially they just give me all the credit. credit their children are improving. But I think the 20% is my job, but 80% is their children's work. They don't, they did that part, right? But only 20% is my job. So, my students' parents are the people, the greatest, always give me the greatest feedback. I cannot give you a one sentence, but everything they said to me, so grateful and I say thankful. Thank you. Back to Table Talks Master.
Thank you, Stella. Give her a big round of applause.
Why so hard?
Your voice was beautiful, though you're affected by COVID-19. And I'm glad that your students share positive feedback with you, because positive feedback is very important for improvement. Do I have time for one more topic timer? No? Okay. Then let us wind up. Back to our Toastmaster of the day, Sanjeev.
Thanks, Anvita, for such a wonderful topic, and which aligning your topic with our theme, that's honesty. So now we'll moving to the next section, where is the evaluation section. So for that, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce about the general evaluator of this meeting, Patricia, who is Patricia is a stockbroker by profession. She was awarded a District 51 Toastmaster of the Year in 2019 and 20. Now currently serving a director of Division E, the largest division of District 51. She found her passion, public speaking, while pursuing her MBA in 2014. She believed Toastmaster is the most effective game changer to unchip our peak potential as effective communicator and influential leader. During her free time, she enjoys listening to podcasts, kickboxing, and doing FB live. Yeah. So over to you, Patricia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our Toastmaster of the day of the evening, Sanjeev. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite all of you. There's some feedback, is it? I would like to invite all of you to unmute yourself and give Sanjeev the biggest round of applause for leading us for the very exciting 2 sessions. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Sanjeev. Great. Today has come to the final session, which is called the evaluation. Evaluation session is whereby we will get a lot of golden nuggets from all the evaluation that all of us will be receiving, including the technical evaluators. And I'm super excited to proceed with the session, but before that, I'm going to do a disclaimer. Are you guys ready for my disclaimer? If we are, showing some emoticon or some hand gestures. Great. The disclaimer is all the evaluations are from our own personal perspectives. If it really makes a lot of sense to you, if you feel it's going to help you, please embrace it 100%. And there are times when you feel like, that evaluation, I'm not sure whether it's going to help me. If you have such queries, listen to your heart, practice integrity, embrace what you like, and you can always let go of what doesn't make sense to you. With this, it's my greatest honor and privilege to hand the control over to our first prepared speech evaluator, and he is none other than Satya. Satya, take it away.
Thank you, G. Wonderfully introduced. I must congratulate you. Very well done. Now coming to our DTM Somesh, excellent speech. My compliments to you. You came out with a lot of integrity and honesty to explain to us about the zones. When you started, you asked a question, which arisen a lot of interest in the audience. I appreciate that very much. Then you also had a sprinkling of humor when you said women to the right and men to the left. So very well done. I like that. Then you went on to explain to us about the different zones, the comfort zone, the learning zone, and the danger zone. very well transitioned from one point to another point, which I understood very well and very well done. Now, if I were to suggest to you an area of improvement, two areas is what I was looking at. I felt that the flow of the speech essentially in the beginning was little uncertain, in the sense that I couldn't make out what you were driving at. After some time, when you started talking about the comfort zone and the other two zones, then I could comprehend where you're leading the audience to. That's one thing that I thought that you could look at in your future speeches. The second thing I thought was on the pitch of the tone. When you brought in Einstein and the word logic, I thought you could have increased the volume of your tone, while the vocal variety was there when you were alluding to the other Toastmaster who was a ever present timer in your Toastmaster sessions, but once he came to you asking for a different role, the contest chair role, there the vocal variety came out very clearly to some extent, but I would have liked the entire speech vocal variety would have to be up and down, whatever you wanted to convey to us during the speech. Barring this too, I found the entire speech very well articulated, the clear central message about the zones, different types of zones, the kind of the character a person has, and also if we were to include the kind of a pitch or the tone in the certain kind of words, it would have brought your speech to a different level. With that, I conclude my evaluation. Back to you, G.
Thank you so much for the amazing evaluation from Satya. What I learned is the evaluation is very encouraging. He started off congratulating our speaker, what are some of the strengths that he has. Then after that, he went in gradually to highlight some of the areas of improvement or opportunity of growth, which I love. And also on top of that, he demonstrated, right, when he mentioned about logic, he was a little bit to the front to emphasize the importance of it. Thank you so much for showcasing a very caring, a very insightful, and at the same time, a very sincere evaluation. And thank you. And I definitely learned a lot from you, Satya. Thank you so much. Moving on, it's my honor to invite our second prepared speech evaluator, Teresa Carolyn. Over to you, Teresa Carolyn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam GE. Fellow Toastmasters, guests, and especially Kaushal, I absolutely loved your title, The 7 Traits of the People I Like to Work With. Wow. Your use of language was stellar. I liked your very first word, your very first word for your trait, your very first trait, friendly. And then when you use the word jerk, I thought that was really well done, because if somebody was not listening, you sure got their attention. I also like the way you used the word staying in your own lane. And that was for getting people to move on, but you wanted people to show their capability. And I think that, yes, at club levels, that is the place to do it. That's where we learn. I also felt that you demonstrated your integrity and your ability to express your communication style with others. You were frank. You tell it like it is. Excellent message for all of us to embody, the 7 traits. I just want to put them up because I thought they were so important. 7 traits certainly gave us cause to look at our own strengths, and the way you spoke, it gave us the feeling that this is something that was really important for us. You may want to work on very small points, the cards. The first were somewhat blurry, and kind of hard on the eyes, but we did get to see them all. Not sure if left side or right side was better. Your conclusion, you sort of ended that abruptly, I felt. I would have loved to hear the 7 traits again. Honestly, Kaushal, those 7 traits were so, so key. And to challenge you, perhaps more emphasis on certain words, that is the vocal variety. What, are you being a jerk or something? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just that we give it more emphasis. And then speak more directly to the audience. I'm not sure if it's your glasses, but I didn't have that feeling that you were directly speaking to me, even though your speech was so powerful. As I say, the speech was amazing and you thoroughly elucidated on each of your traits. This is certainly a speech to remember. And we can all evaluate ourselves on our own communication style. Madam GE.
Ladies and gentlemen, we shall now observe 1 minute of silence for the judges to mark their ballot. How exciting your evaluation! Totally full of energy, insights, and best of all, so many nuggets that I took. Ladies and gentlemen, I picked up a big Oreo that was given by Teresa. She stated her opinion. Later on, she gave us the reason. She showed example, especially how Kaushal can further improve, enhance his speaking style. Finally, she wrapped it up with her opinion again. Thank you so much, Teresa, for that amazing evaluation. I really want to see you as a champion representing your district, not just your club. And having said that, I'd like to give you some feedback if you would like to. Would that be okay with you, Teresa? Yay, okay. I love the fact that you are very, very animated, and it's just that some part of your body language, I couldn't see it. So I thought it would be nice if you can just perhaps sit or stand a little bit further, and then so that we can at least show your upper body, and that way we can really feel more of you. But having said that, you can move up closer or away from the camera, depending on that body gesture you'll be emphasizing. Thank you so much, Teresa. I thoroughly enjoy, and I know Kaushal totally embraced it. I can see the chemistry going on and giving his thumbs up. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Moving on, I'd like to invite our timer, of course, our Miss Universe, Sabaria, to give us the timer's report. Take it away, Sabaria.
My pleasure. Can you hear me? Right. Okay.
Loud and
now,
clear.
Yep. With integrity, I would like to report the timers of all the speakers and evaluators. First speaker, that is, where am I? Samish, was it Samish? 5 minutes for 56.7, 5 and 6.7. Okay, right, left, woman is always right. I am right, 5 minutes, 67 seconds. And then we have second speaker, Kaushal, you spoke for 6 minutes, 47 seconds. We have the time table topics, which is, okay, Anvita, the TTM. The first speaker is our distinguished Toastmasters Ratipriya, 1 minute, 56 seconds. Second speaker, distinguished Toastmasters Ahmad, you spoke for 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Third speaker is Kathy, our champion, spoke for 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And our guest, Bill Lee, spoke for 2 minutes and 18 seconds. Stella, with all that difficulty, fantastic table topic speech, spoke for 2 minutes, 30 seconds on the dot. And our evaluator, first evaluator, Satya, spoke for 2 minutes, 48 seconds. And distinguished Toastmasters Teresa, 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Thank you very much. Back to you, distinguished Toastmasters Patricia. That's
wow, that was such a clear report. I like it, clear and loud and clear. Fantastic. Thank you so much, you are Miss Universe. Now, actually, there comes a time whereby I love to listen to this very important report. But to keep our grammarian really happy, shall we all unmute, at least say the word integrity once and tell yourself, I want to practice the spirit of integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, 3, 2, 1. I love to practice
I want to practice integrity.
spirit of integrity. Over to you, our Mr. Grammarian John Collins.
Right, that means word of the day was said by everybody. So at some time or other, some said it a couple more times than others. Okay, so there's some quite good words. I'm going to pull some out. Not so good. I didn't find any. I thought I heard says that, which could have been said that. It says that, says that, it doesn't sound right, but said that is the right expression. And there's quite a few proverbs. I like to err is human, to forgive is divine. It's also an antithesis, what they call an antithesis, contrasting idea. Okay. We've also got, I looked at innate power. Innate power. Rather than saying natural power, we say innate power. It's something you were born with, an innate power. So I thought that was good. Honesty is the best policy. Again, another proverb. Who knows who actually said it? Anybody in the audience? Any Indian in the audience?
Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi actually is one of his words. Honesty is the best policy, from Mahatma Gandhi. So Mahatma, yeah. Mahatma. Okay. And then we got Stella from Turi. I thought an adjective, it's a quality of a star. So she was telling her Kausal that he has the quality of a star by saying Stella. Just one word, that's all you have to do. As I said, there's quite a few that I liked, a lot of idioms, proverbs. So it was quite a nice evening. Traits, distinguished quality characteristics, social anxiety. So doing the same thing and expecting different results. So there was quite a few good sayings actually in tonight's. What was I saying? I was just going to say lesson there because we got a couple of teachers. I'm going to say lesson. Okay, tonight's meeting. So back to you, Patricia, General Evaluator.
I thought that was a fantastic report. I thoroughly love it. Our language evaluator, such a great joy to listen to John Collard, how he pronounced and how he enunciates. I definitely picked up a lot. In fact, every time when I listen to him, I really feel like, oh my, the desire to learn better English language is so beautiful. And he gave us so many great words that we can all take home. Thank you so much, John, for showcasing the beauty of your role as a language evaluator. Moving on, I'd like to invite a very exciting role. In fact, in the whole universe, only Toastmaster has it. It's our accountant. Let's give a hand to welcome Fatima, our accountant. Take it away.
Hi, good day, everyone. Nice to see you, all of you here, especially Stella. Welcome. For tonight, our counter report, I had a very good report, which means I was not able to catch any word, filler words. Oh, there you go. Only a few filler words that all members repeatedly, I would say a handful of members, they used a lot of so. Those members are Toastmaster Sanjeev, my loving husband, John Khalid, and Shukri. And there were few from Sanjeev again, John, Satya, Teresa, and Shukri. Was used 3 times by Satya and repeated words twice by Kaushal, it, and if. Overall, I would say all the Toastmasters, they did really well. I couldn't catch so much. Probably I was so engaged that I was not able to catch the filler words, but well done, all Toastmasters. Back to you, GE.
Yay! Thank you so much, Fatima. Even though you don't have a lot of business today, I don't exactly know how many R's and M's you picked up, but I thought it was really heartwarming to see Fatima was serving all of us. In fact, Fatima was serving all the 16 of us along with all the other role players, especially the tech team, the language evaluator, and also the timer. And to me, this is so important. This role really allows us to practice how to be a better listener. And I thought this is definitely one of the #1 roles I would highly, highly recommend all of us to role play as an encounter. And moving on to my report, I will also share some of my feedback on the roles that we have just had. In fact, I'm big on all the tech roles, and I'm really excited to see we have a proper tech team, the timer, language evaluator, which is the grammarian, and of course the art counter. If we really want to brush up for me, some of the skill sets that I want, I become an art counter or a grammarian or language evaluator. Why? This is the role that allows me to pick up my listening skills. And I saw this in this club. By the way, listening skills is an underrated skill that all of us can embrace. Why? Having a great listening skills, your boss will love you to bits. We all know everybody loves to talk, but being a listener really, really gave the person who is speaking that additional motivation, that confidence. Definitely, if you are big, you want to progress better in your professional life or personal life, role play as an art counter or language evaluator, one of the best roles. And of course, for timer, I'm back on timer, big on timer as well. I'm so happy Sabaria did her best. Timer is really important to help us to control the time. I know we are a little bit over time. In the spirit of Toastmasters, we are all learning together. I will make sure my report is short, succinct, and hopefully it's going to bring some constructive feedback evaluation to all of us out there. So having said that, I love the meeting. The meeting has a theme. No legacy is as good as honesty. I thought that was a very, very great quote that we can even take home for the next few months or so. Embrace this as your personal development quote so that we can motivate ourselves to be better. Embrace honesty, integrity. I thought these are really very important values that we need to embrace, no matter what our background are. So well done on the club, Personal Growth Leaders Advanced Club, on setting up a great theme for the meeting. Even though it's a 1 hour meeting, I love it, 1 hour only, but you gave so much to your members, right? Members and guests, are we all good? If you are still with me, give me a thumbs up. Good, I see that. Great. Now, I need to also give my compliment to our Toastmaster of the Day, Sanjit, and of course, our Table Topics Master. One thing they shared so much in common, they are all passionate Toastmasters. This, I can really feel it because they were really dedicated to do the roles and the responsibilities that they need to. Thank you for showing up. For me, all of us, as we show up, this is also an act of integrity. This is how we practice integrity. And I believe integrity is something that we practice all the time. We can never be that perfect 10, but hey, in the midst of it, perhaps today I'm a little bit better than the Patricia yesterday. To me, this is also a great, in a way, it's a great honor because I'm being integrable to whoever has created me. Is that making sense to anyone? If it's making sense, give me a thumbs up. Okay, great. Thank you so much for being very generous with your applause and your feedback. I see that in the chat box. And well done to the club because you invited a lot of guests from other districts, other clubs, so that we can really, really build our community. To me, Toastmasters is a tribe that attract like-minded individuals who love to talk, but definitely we are big on self-growth. If I want to end my speech, definitely I want to urge each and every one of us, as and when we are here in a meeting, cherish your stage time. that applies to all the moments that we have for table topics. Volunteer stage time is so important because here, stage time is free of charge. Just be a member, and the world is a platform. How good that is, right? So on this note, I continue to send all my wishes and my blessings to everyone out there. And we do believe we are a channel of blessings to the rest of the people around us. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me as your general evaluator. Definitely, I learned a lot. Today's meeting is full of quality because we have content, we have passionate Toastmasters, and best of all, we have so many guests. With this, thank you so much once again, and I shall hand the control back to Sanjeev. Sanjeev, over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator Patricia, for such a wonderful and exclusive evaluation of the entire meeting. We are honored you to be a part of this meeting. So just to say about moving back to my theme, the honesty. So it's very difficult to be honest, of course, but let's try to be honest as much as we can towards ourselves and our society. So now I'll hand over to the president for the final speech. Over to you, Somesh.
Please round of applause to Sanjeev for running the Toastmaster show today. And thank you so much to Patricia as well for coming and doing the general evaluator role for us. Thank you so much. And thanks to all the guests and all the members for coming in. What a great theme of the meeting. No legacy is so rich as honesty. It's amazing to actually understand this, that honesty is the best policy, as John had mentioned about Mahatma Gandhi's quote, and which was a topic as well. It's a great theme to internalize and as much as possible practice in our daily life. So with that, thank you so much for your enthusiasm, your energy, and your participation today. It's great to meet every week for 1 hour and learn from each other. So thank you so much and have a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much.